All right. Another issue to address on the Yukon is steering. Steering's horrible. It's so vague. I mean, you can move the steering wheel probably 2 inches before you even see the tires move. So from what I did end links, I've done tie rods, I did end links on the sway bars, I've done all that. I did pitman arm, I did what's the other one? Idler arm. So it turns out you can tell the input that I'm inputting is not transferring into the steering box, so it's the rag joint, which apparently goes bad. So my goal right now is to get this joint off, that upper piece off, remove it. See down here there's a cover I gotta pull back, I believe. And then up here there's, let's see if I can get at it, there's a 15 right there supposedly. So undo that bolt, boom boom, undo the top of the shaft, pull out the bottom part. What did I get to replace it, you asked? Bam! A machined fixed bottom end that eliminates the rag joint. From what I've read on the forums and stuff like that, this is the way to go. So, you know, that's the way I'm gonna go. Gotta do it. I don't know. Putting a rag joint, the rag joint was like, this is Cunningham machine that made this one. I know there's another one, I don't remember what it was, but I was reading on all the threads, and a lot of people were trying to throw in modify, cut, do this and that with an XJ, Jeep XJ, bottom half of the shaft. And then I saw where some people were using Chevy 3500, but they're back at $200. This is just no modification necessary. Put it in $150, I want to say, because I got the one that's coated so it doesn't rust, even though I'm in Florida. So, but I mean, very, very well made piece. So let's see what it does. All right, well, the side I thought was a 13 is a 13, but it's really a welded captured nut which started to strip. So luckily I realized that it is actually a 15 on the other side. Now I twisted and turned the steering shaft to get it to line up properly. And then down here you can see your rag joint, why it's terrible. Terrible. Look at that. What? That's great. Sure, let's put a tire between the steering wheel and the tires so that I can really have no idea where I'm headed. What does kind of suck, it looks like, is I think the bolt I have to remove is on the bottom side, so I gotta figure out turning that around. Yeah, I might have to reconnect it and turn the shaft. We'll get there. Okay, here it is on the bench. So, as you can see, can you see? Well, you can't really see, but basically, let me see if I can do this with one hand. I mean, basically this pivots a lot before it actually transfers to the shaft or vice versa. So, as we can see why this is a better design. So, I'm gonna say they terminate at the same place, so I just need the upper shaft slid into this, and we should be good to go. Transferred it over, the little heavy duty grease. There's a detent little spring that sits in here. It's just a piece of metal that sits like this, so I lubed it up so that I can move the shaft freely. I'll transfer the boots, give those a little cleaning, and then I'll figure out what you need to tighten this, just to be sure. Yeah, I want to make sure it's locked down properly, right? Okay, and she's almost in. I did the Allen's wrench is a 4mm, and then the locking nut on top is a 12. I did a little blue thread locker just because I don't want to do permanent because it might be hard to get out later. So but I don't want it to rattle itself out. I mean, at the end of the day, it's leaning downward. It's got pressure from up top, so it's not going to come off, but you can always, don't want to be taking any chances. The upper one came from factory already bolted on, so I left it alone because they probably torqued its spec and everything. Let's see. Now, the last piece, see this part here goes in and out. It's like you in college or high school. So, let me see if I can get the flashlight up in here. See, you're trying to bridge the gap. If you need to get the angle better, which I think I probably do, I'm gonna release the steering wheel so that you can manually move it a little bit. All right, completely in. Get the tools out of here. Funny, you can't even tell. No more rag joint, so let's see how she rides. Alright, let's see how she feels. Definitely need an alignment. I already knew that. My camber is way off on the driver's side, and it's just off. The toe for sure, and all of that is off. So I need an alignment. I decided I'm not gonna do, after one road's review of the doing a little 2-inch lift kit, something simple, I've opted to not lift it, especially since you don't regain any ground clearance. Oh wow, yeah, the steering is much better. It used to be all over the place. Yeah, eliminating the rag joint is definitely the move. Definitely. There's no, I mean, I thought it might be a little bit harsh because you removed all of the dampening, but honestly, it's absolutely fine. Yeah, and you can go straight down the road without having to constantly correct. That was the part that was driving me nuts. You try to go down the road and it was like constant left, right, left, right, left, right, adjusting to try to keep it going straight. So the steering is much more direct, obviously, without that inch or two gap. Yeah, and now when you cruise down the road, even if you do the 9 to 3 like you're supposed to. I mean, steering wheel's not straight, so I will have to get an alignment like I mentioned. But at least now they have something to align. Oh yeah. Very worthwhile modification. Let's just cruise and straight now.